Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Chase the Game. I got an esteemed guest here, Plainfield legend, director of Team Let's Get It, and one of my good friends, Tyrone Johnson. Ty?
Yo, appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate you. Long time coming, brother. So we're going to jump into everything today.
Absolutely.
We're going to start with your, basketball career acumen, from grassroots to college to pros to after basketball. Then we're going to get into a bunch of different topics involving basketball, lifestyle, different things. So, we're going to jump right into it.
Yep.
First things first, just give the viewers, a breakdown of, what you're currently doing right now and, just a couple things going on in your life.
So one, I just want to, thank you for having me, brother.
Yeah.
Like I said, Chase is a childhood friend of mine. We've known each other for 20 plus years, man. So I just want to, congratulate you on your podcast and thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, right into it, nowadays I am a director of a AU program called Team Let's Get It. And, I started this about 4 years ago, 4 years. And, we're up and running. We getting better and better every year. And I'm excited for this new year. And obviously, I have Chase with me for his second year.
We rocking.
So, yeah, man. So I'm just excited to be able to lead some young guys and some young, little girls into learning the game of basketball, having fun at the same time, and give them something that myself and you was able to get at an early age, and just being able to watch their growth.
I love that. And you hit it right on the head. When we were coming up, we had some great teachers, great programs that we were a part of. So let's start there with us. So let's go back to where it all started for you. Plainfield, the beginnings. My first time I ever met you, it was a rec practice.
Yep.
And you had the braids. Crossover always been crazy. And I'm like, yo, who is this guy? It's like, yo, that's Tyrone Johnson. He gonna be all right. And then fast forward to, let's call it 6th, 7th grade, with you guys, Team New Jersey Elite, you, Derek, Darryl, y'all running the circuit. So talk about those days for me. Talk about what shaped your basketball mind and turned you into the person that you end up becoming.
Yeah, so I want to say, just growing up, man, every kid's dream being from where we from. Like we take pride in where we from. You know what I'm saying? So the ball was in my hand since a youngin. Growing up, seeing my brother and sister play basketball, and then just following them. Just growing up also where I'm from. But yeah, I mean, at an early age, I was able to have a gift. Basketball, I tell people all the time, man, basketball is something you can use to network, to meet a lot of people. So just, early on starting off, I love the game of basketball. That's all I wanted to do was play basketball. That just kept me going. So, and like you said, just meeting you in rec practice, just,
Stuff like
the
that,
rec.
right?
It's just, like I said, whenever you put that jersey on, or whenever you get a chance to play, at an early age, we always, just wanted to bring it, looking up to guys that came before us, to follow just to transition to, like I said, from a younger age, middle school, high school, all on. But, yeah, man, it just started at rec. After rec, I had got an, invite to go play with Team New Jersey.
Okay.
Actually, it was called Team Kenny Anderson first.
Team KA, I forgot.
KA.
That's crazy.
And then before that, it was called North Rams.
North Rams, yes.
It was a guy, named Bryce Street.
Yeah.
He was the guy who had came and saw myself, brought me in at an early age. And then that's when, Derek came along,
Exactly.
And then we just, took off. So those were the days, man. Like, we took everything serious. Like, nowadays I know it's a little different. The kids, you could get paid, you could, get certain things done.
We don't talk about that.
we lived it, you know what I'm saying? And we love to compete and just to represent being from Plainfield, like we took pride in that. So
yeah, no, that's love. So starting that early life, speaking of being from Plainfield, so then you end up going to Plainfield High School. Playing, how many years were you at Plainfield?
3 years.
3 years. So you played 3 years at Plainfield High School, 1,000-point scorer. You was the guy, one of the best guards in the state by far, hands down, no question. You do all that and you see yourself and you're like, I need to get myself to the next level, or Well, what was your thought process in going to Montrose, and what ultimately made that decision for you to end up at Montrose?
Yeah, so obviously I play football too, right?
Yep.
So like I said, just watching the guys before us, being able to see the guys like the Carnegies, Jarrell Thompson, Ant Nelson, Mike Gordon, Dre Dabney, you know what I'm saying, Jahad Muhammad, all those guys. So I knew I was going to go stay home because I play football, right?
Okay.
So I wanted to stay and play with my friends. And then obviously, my goal was to go there and start as a freshman right away. So, and I was able to achieve those things. So, but like I said, being the fact that myself with Derek and Darryl and, Coach Bryce and then Coach D-Bob came along, those guys showed us what it is to do things and play basketball at a high level at an early age.
No.
So I was able to travel all over the world. I'm talking about we in 6th and 7th grade going to Vegas. We going down to Ohio.
Yeah.
We going different places that, and like you said, we was killing everybody. We was going places and winning.
I was about to say I wasn't just going for free or just.
It
was a business trip every time.
It was a business trip.
Yeah, every time.
Coach Bryce, Coach D-Bob installed that in us, at an early age, at 6th grade. Like, look, we're going to Ohio. This is a business trip.
Yeah.
This ain't something where you want to have fun. Again, we 12 years old. We still kids. So we're going to joke. We're going to play. Like the team, rides. We took vans. Nothing was fancy. Coach Bryce would put 10 guys in a van, and we driving all the way to Ohio. So we knew wherever we went, like I said, we still had that mindset. We want to represent Plainfield. Like I said, this started with guys that grew up together.
Yeah.
We had a talent, and we just wanted to expand. So obviously going to Plainfield, having great success freshman year, sophomore year. And then once I got to like my junior year, like I said, I received my first college offer in 8th grade, from Rutgers.
What was that? That was
Rutgers.
Rutgers. Okay.
Rutgers was first. Seton Hall, obviously, the hometown, the home colleges in the state. And then Georgetown came. At the Georgetown, then Villanova. So at a really early age, like I said, Coach Bryce exposed us to traveling around the world, that we got to see things outside of Plainfield. And, we did well. I stayed home, played football. After I got done with football, going into my junior year, like I said, we was the best public school. Obviously playing against, you and Derek, you guys being from Plainfield, you guys chose to go to St. Pat's. People don't even notice, but if I didn't play football, I was going to be going there with you guys.
That was the rumor that I had always heard too. Yeah,
people don't know that. But because I played football, I wanted to stay home. But once I got done with football, going in my junior year, the success we had as a freshman and sophomore, I mean, we're beating teams that have 10 Division I players like Passion Catholic. We're playing against powerhouses. We're beating them from Plainfield.
From Plainfield, come on, out of the city.
So going into my junior year, I always wanted to take that step, that challenge. Like I said, we killing everything in AAU, so now it's expected. We want to play against St. Pat's with you, Derek, Kyrie Irving, Dexter Strickland, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, those type of guys. Like, that's what I wanted. So after my junior year, we had a school record. I think we went 26-4. We only lost to you guys twice.
Wow.
A great St. Pat's team. We lost to St. Anthony's, and then we lost to Cherokee in the state finals.
Oh wow, they had a good team there. Yeah.
They had a good team. Yeah,
I forget, but they had a
they had about 3 Division I guys.
Yeah, they had a good squad.
And again, we was favored, but they came out on top, and sometimes that's how it works. So going into my senior year now, I'm like, one of the best guards in the country, and now it's an expectation. I'm going to LeBron James camp. I'm going to all the top 100 NBA camps, all those type of things. Playing against guys I've been playing against since 7th grade, traveling the world. They know who I am. They know who, Tyrone Johnson is from little old Plainfield.
Yeah.
But now it's an expectation for myself.
Okay.
And then I wanted to play against you guys all the time. We had chances to go to Hoop Hall Classic. Better exposures for my city, for my team. And once I had to talk with certain people that could make those decisions, and we wasn't doing that. And then once I quit football, I just felt like I had to do what's best for me. I wanted to always play in the major games. It was funny because when you guys, my junior year, when we played against St. Joe's Metuchen and we beat them by 30, and then
Jeez.
I'm watching the next game, you guys playing against Oak Hill, and the gym is sold out.
Oh, I remember that year.
ESPN
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and I say to myself, I need to be in a game like this.
Yeah.
This is what I need to be in
100%.
all the time.
Yeah.
And not only just for me, my success, I want my teammates. I want these guys experiencing the things that I experienced at an early age to be able to do that. So once things wasn't able to happen the way I wanted to, look, I had to get on the phone with my guys and just told them, like, look, man, I want to be in the spotlight. I want to play against the best of the best. That's what I'm used to. It's an expectation. I'm trying to take this game far. And once things couldn't happen or that schedule couldn't happen at Plainfield, I just made the best decision for me.
Okay.
I went off to Montrose. Montrose, it was between Montrose, Oak Hill, and Montrose was this from day one. They were showing up at every AAU game.
I was gonna say, so what made you pick them? It was just a love.
Every game. I
Yeah.
mean, everything that they promised, they delivered. And like I tell the kids in our program now, you want to go where you're wanted. Nowadays, a lot of people, they want to go where they think it's popping or they see on the Instagram. And we don't want to discredit those programs or those people, but is it going to be beneficial for you? Because once you're done with high school, you have to figure out what you got to do in life, right? If you're not blessed to get a scholarship, myself and you, we was able to get scholarships. We don't got,
student loans.
We don't got certain things we got to deal with. So, they was at every game. I'm talking about they was driving up to New Jersey to come watch me work out. They was doing things
it's like a college coach.
It's a college coach. They're recruiting. And once I made my decision to go there, to choose there over Oak Hill, I asked Coach Vetter, I said, Coach, I just want to get every game that you can give me. And he said, you're the missing piece for us to win a national championship.
Man.
We want you. We want to make you better as a player and person. And we want to prepare you for the next level. That was all I needed to hear.
That's it, yep.
So I called my mom, let her know. I said, Mom, we going. I said, and guess what? Fast forward, senior year, I won a national championship.
Natty, right? That's crazy. In Jersey,
I remember
right?
we came back home to Jersey.
That's crazy.
The only game I lost, and it's funny, was to Linden. We went 30-1 that year. I was very sick. But that was the game where it was like a warm-up. The main game I was worried about was Findlay Prep.
That was the next day.
That was the next day. That was the showcase game. That was the ESPN game. And but it worked out. Like we went 30-1. We won a national championship. I was happy. I learned so much. I learned how to not only be a better player, I was a better student. I was focused. I didn't have distractions. It groomed me to be a better person and a man. Being 3 hours away from your mom, your family.
Grow up real quick.
Excuse me. You get so used to seeing things, or you get used to a certain schedule. I mean, Montrose prepared me for college. It prepared me for life after basketball as well. So, man. So everything worked out for me. I was happy with my decision. And I accomplished what I wanted, which was to be on a spotlight, to be in the stage, and I won a national championship.
I love that. So, all right. So, from Montrose, then, we take a journey into the collegiate realm, which is, like you said, coming off a national championship in high school, one of the best guards in the nation. You have your pick of where you want to go. You can make a decision. Some guys don't have the luxury of doing that. Some guys, I got these two offers. I'm picking between these. You have the luxury of picking where you at. Nova was your decision. Talk about your time at Nova and how that also shaped your basketball acumen and guided you through the rest of your collegiate career.
Yeah, so I chose Nova, like I said, I thought at that time it was the best fit for me, best decision. Everybody wanted to play right away.
Yeah.
It was a guy, to me, and this is my opinion, Corey Fisher, probably the best guard that I've guarded only in pickup.
Yeah.
But watching him at St. Pat's, watching how he played, watching how the guards play at Nova, you would think, okay, I'm a guard, big guard. Like I like to go. He was a senior. He was leaving. They was going to probably just return, like Malik Waynes, who I played with, Dominic Cheek, who I played with, or against when he was at St. Anthony's. So I thought that was the best decision for me because I had a chance to go right in and start right away, or at least give myself a chance.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
yep,
Like opportunity.
yep.
Like when you go to the next level, nothing is ever promised. Nothing is ever, given. Like you got to earn it. But I didn't do my research too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, because something looks good, you also gotta play for someone who matches your type of personality. You know what I'm saying? Things can look good from TV or far away. And then also on my end, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's good when you go to the next level. Everybody's good when you go to college. So
Off days.
if you don't bring it every day, like I said, if you don't play certain ways, things can't work out for you. You know what I'm saying? But my style of play, I thought didn't match right away going to Nova, and then obviously my injuries. You know what I'm saying? I sustained a major injury going into my freshman year, where I thought I should have redshirted. But when you are I was the top recruit in my class coming in, so it's a lot of expectations, a
You're
lot
not
of
trying to let no one
things.
down. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go behind the scenes, and a lot of things that goes into the next level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was that. But injuries, and then once after my freshman year, it wasn't the best year. It's probably the worst year of basketball in my life. Like I said, just barely making it back right before the season start. Wasn't ready, but was had to deal with some adversity. And like I said, every coach do things different, but you got to go somewhere where it fits your style. So after the injury, going in my sophomore year, I just decided it was best for me to transfer.
Yep.
And then that's when I transferred over to South Carolina. And being a guy that was here, right, coming out of high school, just came off a national championship. You looking at yourself, you thinking, I can possibly be one and done, two, you know what I'm saying, two and done. Like, these are things that you're thinking to yourself, you closer to your dreams. But at the end of the day, you got to put the work in, right? You got to go somewhere where it fits you.
Yep.
And life changed. Now I became a guy that was here and I dropped back down. So I had to recreate myself, recreate my confidence. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the worst year of, just my playing career, in my opinion. And then I went somewhere where it was a rebuilding process, but I was playing for a coach who, what you see is what you get.
That's Frank Martin, right?
That was Frank Martin.
Love that.
And that's the type of person I am. That's who I am today. That's the coach I am. That's the director. As you know, we are honest with our parents.
Straightforward.
We honest with the kids, and we want what's best for them. You come in here, you work, you earn your minutes, things will be successful for you. So, yeah, man. So it was just a challenging thing, but it was also a learning curve for me as well.
No, for sure. So that story. It could be impactful to so many people on so many different levels. So I guess another question that I have for you in regards to that is through that through that adversity, if you could talk to a young kid going through the same situation, top touted recruit, not the greatest freshman year, could be not even the greatest junior, sophomore year.
Right.
Now they're down in the dumps. They're trying to rebuild themselves. What is your advice to them to get through times like that? What did you do when you felt like, coming off what you would call the worst year of your career? How did you rebuild yourself to get to that level? What were the steps you took?
You got to think about the long hours you put in. It started, like I said, in 7th grade. I grew up in an area where a lot of people don't get a chance. You don't make it out. It's either you go run away, which can lead to jail and possibly, dead, or you go another way where you can change the barrier of success. You want to be that positive figure that someone that's from where you're from or the same city look at your story and say that can be me one day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So when you hit adversity, I just always used to think to myself, man, I put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of pain since I've been young. You know what I'm saying? Um, this isn't new to me. But you gotta have a strong mind. You gotta have a good support system. You gotta have your family behind you. Because again, when you're up here, when you're high, when things going well, everybody named mother want to call you, yo, that's my cousin. Yo, Ty, that's my boy. You might not know him from a can of paint.
Yeah.
But because when you're up here, when it's lit, when it's popping, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to have their hand out. Everybody want to get close to you. But when you hit rock bottom or you hit a little bit of some adversity, you just got to think all the hours, all the work you put in to get to this point. Um, I've never been a quitter. I always tell people, whatever you start, finish. I broke my left foot at Villanova, man. Like I said, the worst basketball time of my life. Transfer, doing well, SEC, broke my right foot. So at that point, man, I just wanted to give up. I just said, look, my career is probably going to be over. It's certain things you can't control. We can't control injuries. That's part of the game. But you start asking yourself, why me now, man? Why? Why couldn't you give me injuries in maybe high school?
I could bounce back from
I could bounce back.
Yeah.
The older you get, you don't got the same amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in my junior year, I broke my right foot. So now I missed half the season. You don't get the year back.
No. Yeah.
Now you got to look at it. Damn, man. I'm only going to have one more year left. What is the odds that I can blow up and have a crazy year to possibly make my dream come true, which is make the league, right? Everybody's dream to make the league.
Yeah.
But at that time, you got to start thinking also with reality, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, I used to think about all the pain. So just me never being a person that gave up, never quit on myself. Like I said, you keep a good support system. You keep somebody that keeps you, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like grounded.
Right?
Yep.
And then you keep going because at the end of the day, you still have people watching you on TV. You still got people at home looking up to you. You still got people that want to get where you at. So you still got people looking up to you, right? So that's what I did, man. And I was able to have a great senior year, right? I worked hard, got through the injuries, and ended up having a great senior year where it set me to then be able to go play professional ball.
Love that. I'm not gonna lie, that's a hell of a career, bro. Starting from AAU, going through high school to college, the basketball knowledge, acumen out of this world. So I want to get into a discussion on college basketball today and the status of it. NIL, the pay to play. Let's start there. I talk every guest. We sit down and talk about this because this to me is the most transitional thing to happen in college basketball in the last 30 years. What's your position on it? And do you think that it's going to be a overall net positive or a negative for college basketball as a whole?
Well, of course, myself and you, we're probably a little upset that we missed this week.
Man.
Right?
Did you get that NCAA check that they sent out?
I did.
Yeah. What is that?
That's nothing compared to these
pennies,
kids
bro.
making, hundreds and hundreds of $1,000 and some even making millions of dollars.
Lambo
man.
trucks to practice is crazy, bro.
But I just believe that they deserve it, man. Like these colleges are making so much money off these athletes. You know what I mean? Like, one thing that I really like about, John Calipari, man, like he pushes these kids that come in as freshmen, that put in the work, high school All-Americans, like myself, or, guards that he, recruit. He want to put you in a position that can change your life. You know what I'm saying?
You're not trying to keep you 4 years to get his rep up. It's not about
we
that.
all come from places where, we all struggle, you know what I'm saying, where you can help out your family. Like that's the biggest thing. Like anybody is going to dream to want to be able to be in a position where you're getting paid to do something you love. And then on top of that, you can change your life and then your family's life. So I like it, you know what I mean? Maybe I think it can be a little bit more controllable.
Yeah.
Because it is getting ridiculous where, I mean, nowadays, look, everybody can transfer every year, and you could play right away. You know, when we were playing, you transfer, you had to sit out a whole year.
Made you think. Made you think.
I even missed a whole year for transferring halfway, during the season.
And they did
so,
what that year back?
No, nope, the NCAA didn't grant me that extra year. So,
Wow.
So when you see kids now, everything's a business.
Yeah.
You know, it's a business, and I think they deserve it because these colleges are making a lot of money off these, athletes. So they do deserve to be paid. But like I said, I would like for it to be more controllable and still make sure these kids have the love to play.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of them are just doing it as in they already inside the league, right? I'm not going here if you don't, give me this amount of money, or it's just a little crazy. But again, yes, get the money that you deserve, but I think it could be a little bit more controllable. And yeah, man, if these kids can change their life, because everybody's not making it to league.
No, let's be honest.
But to have a few $100,000 or even $2 million to do something
life?
you love
Yeah.
to start off after college,
Come on.
you're gonna set yourself up for success. You know what I mean? So
No, and for me, I think I hate the misconception when people try to make it seem like yes, the NBA is high level basketball, the highest level you could play. Division I basketball, once you get to a certain point, it's probably one of the highest levels of basketball you could play in this world. Like, there's not too many levels that you could go above Division I basketball. So for me, I think that it's a professional product when you look at it as the amount of hours that guys put in. Think about your days when you were in college. From 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., your day is scheduled. During the season, you're not just going running around all day. You're putting in 12 hours a day to create a product for the university to make money. Yeah. So I think for kids to get paid 100%, but I also agree with your sentiment. It's the wild, wild west.
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
They could do anything they want. There's guys right now currently through this new NIL era that have been 5 years, gone to 5 different schools. Like, wow. I think you're gonna lose. A lot of schools are gonna start to lose their prestige and legacy and what they built as a program. When, for example, back in the day, a Davidson that would get a Steph Curry. Steph Curry's leaving there after 1 year because Duke is about to throw him that bag.
Absolutely.
Like, he's not. Guys aren't. You're not getting the C.J. McCollum at Lehigh. C.J.
Right.
McCollum's gone. You're not going to see guys like that. Jimmer Fredette will BYU's booming, but you're not going to get guys like that anymore at the collegiate level, because if you tell me that I could do the same thing for your program, but you're going to give me 1.5, even give me 150,000. That's more than what I'm getting. I got to pay sometimes to go to certain schools.
Yep.
So I think it's good, but I think it definitely does need to be monitored and taken care of. So with that though, getting into the NCAA tournament and the buzz around the tourney, you have any favorites for this year?
Man, I don't know, man. Like, I think this year in college basketball is one of the best years it's been in a while.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, it's a lot of elite point guards. It's a lot of elite players. And just being able to watch, it's like, wow. Like, it's no clear favorite.
Yep.
But, like I said, man, just being a fan of the game and watching it. Like, again, I still learn things by watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm always trying to build, trying to learn. But I like Houston. I like the point guard a lot, man.
That's the Kingston Fleming, right?
Yeah, I like the point guard.
Yeah.
I like the grittiness of Houston. I try to, mock our program, our team, to be gritty, be tough. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Duke is going to be good. They got a really good freshman big in the Boozer twin. He's a force. BYU, obviously, with AJ, he's tough. Florida, right? Florida just won it last year.
They got the pedigree.
They started the season slow, right?
They did. They had the transfers. They were just trying to get themselves together.
Now they got it figured out. The transfers, everybody's now gelling. They playing tough. Arkansas can be a sleeper.
Yeah.
I really like Arizona a lot too. They got a mixture of some guys that's been there in the program, and then they got about 4 or 5 nice freshmen that gets it, that play above their years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't got a clear favorite right now, but if I had to pick and choose who I think can make the national championship, my prediction is probably gonna be Duke versus Houston.
Duke versus Houston. All right, you got it here first.
Duke versus Houston.
Tyrone
man.
Johnson, Duke versus Houston. Lock it in.
Yeah.
All right, bet that. So you made a comment. Wait, before I do that, can you just check to see if this, you make sure it's still recording? I can edit all this out. Both of them
You
still
good?
good?
Yep.
All right. I can edit all that out.
Yeah.
So you made a comment about Kingston Fleming's point guard, how you feeling, good guards out this year. So we're going to run through something. I want you to break down your ideal point guard for me, all right? So let's go here. Ideal point guard. We're going to start with size. Now, if you had to pick anyone all time for your ideal point guard, I'm going to go through different categories. Let me know. So we'll start size.
Ideal, because I'm 6'3", I was a bigger point guard. I had success. I was able to play above the rim, see over the defense compared to smaller guards, able to guard 1 through sometimes 4.
Okay.
I would say ideal point guard now, trying to get that next step. I would say about 6'2", 6'3".
6'3", all right. And then give me a comp all time. Like if you had to build your perfect point guard. So let's say if you're building your perfect point guard, size would be like Kay Cunningham, for example. Like that would be your size for point guard. So if you had to build perfect point guard all time, give me a player comp.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, between 6'2" and 6'4". I like a mixture of somebody like Russell Westbrook, what he did. I mean,
Okay.
triple-double, being a point guard from the point guard position, being able to score, pass, rebound, defend. Obviously, Steph Curry is a different generational talent. He being 6'3", can shoot the ball ridiculous. And then you got guys that I think mastered the point guard game. Obviously, Magic is way older than us, but seeing some clips, he was just a pass first point guard, but he can guard, he can rebound. Those was his specialties. And then Steve Nash, somebody like Steve Nash, the traditional point guard, right?
Yep.
Steve Nash, Chris Paul. Even you could probably throw Rondo in there. All pass first point guards.
You never know what you have.
So those are a little, kind of ideal guards. But if today and going forward, I would say I would like to have a mixture of somebody with rush, physicality, athleticism, size, with some
Okay.
Kyrie, obviously, being able to score the ball at a high level. And then obviously like Steph, right? Steph is just different, man.
That's it.
I mean, him being the greatest of all time shooter. Like I said, it's just different. But I would say, like I said, more so of a mixture of like what Westbrook, Kai, somebody like Steph, and even a little bit of CP3. If you're a guard like that and have, all those aspects in your game,
Yeah.
you're going to be really good in that league. You're going to be really good. But, so that's what I would say.
All right, bet. I like that. All right, now we're going to do a little something different as well. we're going to go all-time NBA point guards. I'm going to give you a name. You tell me who you're picking. We're going to do, we'll run through a few, all right? So first two we got J. Kidd, Chris Paul.
I'm gonna take J. Kidd.
Okay. J. Kidd, Kyrie Irving.
I'm gonna take Kai.
Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose.
I'm gonna take Kai.
Kai, Steve Nash.
I'm gonna take Kai.
Kai, Isaiah Thomas.
I'm taking Kai.
I love it. All right, so we got Kai, SGA.
That's tough, and I say it's tough because they both got national champ. They both got an NBA championship, right?
Yeah.
I still believe SGA is more of a 2.
Okay.
He's a bigger point guard than Kai, and I'm not being biased because I'm from Jersey.
That's what it is.
I played against Kyrie. We was neck and neck growing up, but Kai's different. So I'm going to lean towards taking Kai.
All right. So we have to think on that one. And then the final boss, Kyrie, Magic Johnson.
Woo!
Hold on.
This is going to be crazy. This is going to be crazy, man. And it might be a biased thing, but I'm all about facts, right?
Yeah.
You just got to put it in facts. Magic got more rings than Kai. All right, he's already a Hall of Famer. Kai will be a Hall of Famer. Magic impact in the NBA probably is more than Kai's,
Yeah.
right? Everything he went through, dealt with, but his stardom,
Yeah.
where he was. But again, if we're just gonna go with a point guard,
And it's what Kyrie mean to the culture, though.
right,
Kyrie mean to the culture. He's basketball culture
right,
now.
and definitely Kai is the culture. You know what I'm
He's the
saying?
culture.
He things he's doing off the court.
Uncle Drew circuit, like
He's just congratulations on the Uncle Drew circuit,
Yeah.
everything he's doing. But that's a tough one, Chase. Damn. And again, I ain't being biased, man, but
yo,
if I gotta go with the numbers and just the facts, because Magic got more chips.
nah, who you picking? Nah, who you picking?
I might have to lean towards Magic, bro.
Okay, but it's a slight lean,
It's very slight.
slight lean.
I think if Kai played back in the day, I think Kai would still be Kai.
Mm.
I don't think none of those guards can guard him.
Yeah,
And I think if Magic played in this day and age, it'll be a little harder for him because the guards are more athletic.
Yeah.
All the guards can score. And yes, he is 6'7", but he got to guard those dudes. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, I don't think they really guarded as hard. It was more physical back in the day.
Yeah.
But imagine you having to guard Kyrie. You got to guard Steph. You got to guard Westbrook.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know how to guard
It's
guys
just
like
different. But I'm going to just, like I said, I'm going to give the edge over to Magic because he got more rings. That's really it.
That's it. That's okay. That's respect. You gotta respect winners over here. So I love that. All right. So it's definitely all some good point guards. Definitely some good guys. Want to have a brief discussion on the NBA and I guess what the impact of the NBA has meant on you as far as an entertainment product and what you've seen over the years. Now, a lot of people are complaining when it comes to the NBA. Oh, the game has gotten softer. These guys are just playing for the money. I don't know if you've seen the viral clip of the guy, Side Collective, yelling at Zach LaVine on the sideline because he's like, you get paid $18 million, whatever it is, $100,000 a night to come out here and play a game. I'm busting my ass to buy tickets to come play here, to come watch you play, and you bullshit. Do you think that the product of the NBA is the same as it used to be when we were kids? Or has this whole social media craze that we're in the middle of changed the actual, integrity of the sport?
I think it's definitely is softer. Like I said, I mean, to the point where the fan is killing an NBA guy. They pay their money, hard-working money that they might, took them 2 weeks to save up to buy a $300 ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And NBA guys are multimillionaires, right? They're getting paid to do something that they love and that they earned, right? But I do think that they have a job, right? Everybody got a job that you got to fulfill. If you're not injured, if you don't got a broken foot, a broken leg that you can't go, I think you should give it a go. I think you should. Obviously, trust your body, be smart about it. But then when you look at guys like, Kobe Bryant, who might have broke his pinky during a game, I'm popping it back in, I'm going out to play.
And just butterfly.
Somebody like, obviously, the greatest all time, Jordan, he got the flu, he got things going on that if something isn't broken, he's playing. Guys are missing nowadays, I mean, multiple games because they got a sprained ankle.
What are we talking about here?
Because they got poked in the eye again, and their eye didn't come out, but they got poked, so they got to miss 10 games. It's just ridiculous, and that's what's probably making the fans, upset. And then with social media, with you being able to bet on games, it's just a day and age. It's different.
Slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. People want to be entertained, right? NBA guys are entertainers. They're getting paid to perform. They coming out there. People are, like I said, New York Knicks is playing against Steph Curry. The only date that Golden State is coming to the East Coast is December 20th. So if you're not getting that ticket, somebody that's a fan of Steph Curry's, and they want to see that ticket that might be $800 because Steph Curry's coming.
You know they jacking the price up. You know they jacking it up.
They saved up. I mean, it took them 5 months to save up to go see Steph Curry, and then come to find out he get injured, or because he don't want to play.
Yeah.
The fans will be mad, right? Yeah. They're going to be mad. They got the right to be mad, right?
Of course.
But on the same sense, you know, we were athletes, right? Myself, again, if I got a broken pinky or something, I'm trying to go play. Now, if I broke both of my feet, I can't play.
You can't.
Right?
That's,
There's
that's
nothing I can do.
But if you had a sprained ankle,
but if I have a sprained ankle,
take me up,
yeah. Tie my shoes a little tighter,
yeah.
I'm going to play.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, you know, I tell people all the time, you don't know the position that those guys are in, right? Until you're in their position, you really don't have much to really say, right?
Yeah.
You can give your opinions. So it's just unfortunate. That's just how, you know, today's day and age is. Social media. But I think it's ridiculous how fans do rip these NBA guys who do entertain these guys, who put in the work, who do all the things to perform to their best ability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just hard.
No, you're right. You try to look at it from both sides of the coin. You a millionaire, blah blah blah. But it's like I'm still human, and I still have, you know, my body still goes through things that I need to adjust to. So it's a fine line. I just think that the product itself over the years, I don't want to say has diminished, but it seems as if it's not a fan first product. Put it like that. I don't think it's a fan first product, and you can't blame the guys. At the end of the day, their body is their product, and they're trying to protect their money and their legacy, you know, the best they can. So I don't hate them for it, but you know, it is what it is. That takes me into another, you know, segment in regards to one that I like to call I like, I don't like.
Right.
So I'm gonna give you some topics, some names. You can tell me some topics of things. You can tell me if you like it, don't like it, and then your reasoning behind it. Cool?
Right.
All right. So we'll start with the transfer portal.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
And why?
The reason why I say I like it, again, is just today's society, today's day and age. That's like a job, you know. Obviously, if you make a certain amount of money, say if I make $50,000 working this job, but then I do my job, I earned my right to go possibly make more money, or because I'm doing my job and I get seen that a different company want me. They want what I've been doing, and then they say, well, you made $50,000, we want to give you $100,000. That's a big jump for some people, right?
For anyone.
So
yeah.
For college basketball, because that's just the society, like we have to go off what's going on today, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter certain times with our opinions, right? Some people might hate it, some people is gonna love it. But my thing is, if a kid is making $80,000 this year, he goes to a school like Seton Hall, right?
Yeah.
But then he have a great year. Again, he loved his school, he loved the coach, but then Alabama calls. All right, we want to give you $250,000. At some point, that's like a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a no-brainer. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about here?
Again, like, I'm a loyal guy. I'm all about loyalty. But that can help you. You know what I'm saying? Jump from $80,000 to $250,000, right? Cool. Now he have a great year at Alabama. Alabama say, all right, well, we want to offer you $670,000.
Yeah.
But then Duke come calling. Well, we want to give you $1 million. It's a no-brainer.
No, yeah.
Right?
Like,
it's a no-brainer because
here?
You don't get these years back. You're like, again, and if you have injuries like I have, or certain things happen,
you can secure the money.
You can secure the money. Like, you can secure the money. You have great people in your corner and say, listen, you was able to make $1 million in NIL money earnings. You ain't making the league. If you want to go overseas, you can go overseas, but you have $1 million. You can start off doing something faster than the average college student
What?
that went through a college for 4 years that's going to have student loans and maybe start their first job making $80,000.
That'll be on the
So
high side.
it's a no brainer
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Nice. So don't like positionless basketball.
I like it. I like position. I feel like if you could do everything, do it.
Okay.
Look at Giannis. Giannis is what is he considered, a forward right in the league?
Yeah.
He's really a better Magic Johnson. He brings the ball up when he want the ball. He goes past people. He dunk on everybody. He can pass the ball. His shot is getting better. So he's positioned as a four, but he's really doing 1 through 5. He can guard a 1 through 5. If they go a smaller lineup, he becomes a center. If they go a bigger lineup, he might get moved to the 2, right? So if you're good, a coach is going to find a position, or you're going to be in the game. Put it like that. So again, same thing. It's just a different day and age. Like, we don't have, okay, you're just going to be a point guard. You're just going to be a four.
Yeah.
If you can do multiple things, that's a great thing to have on your side, because a coach going to put you. He could put you at pretty much anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, for sure. I bet. We got NIL deals. Do you like? Don't like?
I like it.
Okay. And we kind of went into the breakdown of that and the transfer portal. Okay.
Like Chase, just think about this. We just coming up. We played, and we didn't make money. We played out of love. We played
harder than these guys played. 1,000%.
With having to have one pair of shoes for maybe, I don't know, 2 months. We had to have our mom and dad. They had to scrape up work overtime to get our next pair of sneakers. Also to provide. So, listen, bro. If it's going to better your life, I'm all for it.
All for it. I love that. All right. Social media and recruiting.
I think social media is a great platform. Again, just with today's society, you have to use social media. That's just our world. Everybody have a phone. Everybody's seeing. Just look at it nowadays. We go to high school games, and they have literally 10+ camera guys, all on whoever's the best player or the best team, and all it takes is one viral video, and you're blowing up.
Crazy.
You
getting offers.
Social media is a great platform, so use it. I would tell all kids that's playing basketball shit. I would tell parents. I would tell, if you're a cook, post your content. Anything that you can do, social media is free 99.
Yep, I love that. All right, and the last one we got is AAU culture. Like or don't like?
Because I'm in it, I don't like it. But again, it just goes back to, this is what's happening today.
Yeah.
Everybody can start a team. There's guys who never picked up the basketball that can start a team.
Just going to pick up money, trying to grab a check.
There's a guy who never scored 2 points in a varsity basketball game can start a team. And again, it's just all social media, right?
Yeah.
If that guy who never picked up a basketball, never scored 2 points in a varsity game, but he take a bunch of kids and just know how to market, use content, get followers, look lit on Instagram, that's going to gravitate people.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I can't blame him.
No, because they're listening
because they're listening to this guy who never even picked up a basketball, never even scored 2 points in a varsity game, but he mastered this today and age social media.
Yeah.
And a lot of people only do social media to make money, and sometimes that's not what it's about. But AAU, like I said, of how I grew Team Let's Get It, bring guys like you on. We do things differently. Like we're not going to always chase the 5 stars. All right, we're going to chase guys who want to be committed to us. We're going to chase guys who that wants to get better, and we also going to chase guys that want to be here.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Those are 3 major factors, and then obviously their parents got to be bought into what we have to offer to our program.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just where I'm at with that, man. But I do wish AAU can go back to the old days where it's not, every city might have a AAU program. You got different people who never played basketball, but because they look lit on social media, or they just figure out how to grow their following on Instagram, and now, hey, come play for this team. Yeah, I can do this and do that, knowing that they lying. And but that's just how it is. But like I said, I do not like the AAU circuit now. And again, it's hard to say that because I'm in
Products
it, but
of it, yeah, and end of year, yeah,
it is
yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
No, and I feel the same way, and that's thank you. That's the last one, but I feel the same way about the AAU culture, and I think that it's a good thing that you're in it because you could be a disruptor and bringing it back to what it was, an actual grassroots development
Right.
program versus a whole money grab for,
Right.
like you said, guys who've never even been in the sport, just seeing a buck opportunity. So, no, that's huge. That's huge. So, bro, I just got a couple more for you. It's been a great time in regards to the pod. So before I let you go, we talked about everything, like I said, from college basketball to NBA to your life, different scenario situations you've gone through. If you had to look back and you had the ability to talk to your younger self, what word of advice would you give your younger self?
If I had to look back and talk to my younger self, I would say I maybe would have studied just even a little bit more on the game, right? I was so dedicated, starting, like I said, even starting at Plainfield High School, right? I was one of those kids where I was going to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, right? Um, Me, my brother, um, he rebounded for me, but um, study more for me, okay? Again, my success at an early age might be different from the guy who didn't have success at an early age, right? Those guys didn't study, they didn't work out, they didn't do the extra work that I've had did, you know what I'm saying? But to tell myself, like I said, study more. You got to study the game. You got to look at what's best for you. And then you also got to be more transparent with yourself. So, holding myself even a little bit more um, to a standard where I got to hold myself and have the accountability, right? You know what I'm saying? Because there was times where um, I might, my eating habits, right? That's one thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't
No,
know,
I said all the
like I
time.
said, if you don't know better, um, just my environment, how I grew up, I'm eating snacks, I'm drinking sweet tea, I'm drinking soda, I'm drinking
Yeah.
certain things that's just things that's going on. I got a corner store right down the street from my house. I definitely would have told myself to have better habits of eating, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, just study the game more, study things that I even may do good, but take it to another level. You know what I'm saying? Master something.
Mm.
I try to tell kids now, everybody's not going to shoot like Steph Curry, right? But how you going to dream or want to shoot like that person when you're not putting up 500 to 1,000 shots a day, right? I didn't put up 500 to 1,000 shots a day until I got to a point where um, I start seeing success and I wanted more.
Mm.
I might look up, seeing what a friend of mine's that I battle against, what he doing. Okay, well, if he's getting up and he's putting up extra work, then what am I doing? If I see, again, guys like, Allen Iverson or NBA guys that we want to dream to be like, you see videos or clips of the crossovers, right? The things that you see, but you also see behind closed doors the little video clips that we could see of them doing. So I would definitely tell my younger self, learn, put the work in even more, and you have to study. All right, you got to study, because if you don't study, and you think you know it all and you can't listen to people that can possibly help you, then right there you already, going in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always room for improvement, and people that come before you, they did what you're doing or what you're going through. All right, so just take everybody advice. Sometimes it can be bad, right?
Yeah.
But just remain humble. When the success come, always remember nobody can take it away from you because you put the work in. So, yeah, bro, that's what I was saying.
I love that. I love that. That's great advice, and that's stuff that these kids nowadays need to hear. 1,000%. Bro, I want to thank you so much for coming through for the pod.
Appreciate you, man, for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Get all your promo. Let everyone know where they can find you on social media and all the team social media.
So
as well.
absolutely, man. You can follow me at Ty Johnson _4.
We'll have it all right here. It'll all be right here.
That's my main page, and then, like I said, just the basketball program is Team Let's Get It _B-ball. And just follow us, follow our journey. And like I said, man, I'm just proud of you, Chase.
Appreciate that, bro.
I'm happy to have you part of the family, and sky's the limit, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna get you back. We'll get you back over the summer. You know what I mean? Chop it up a little more. But I appreciate you, my guy.
Yep.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, bro.
All right, and we out.